the terrifying mystery of the ship. Raghu hesitated, looking around nervously as if the shadows were listening. "Years ago," he whispered, "this ship was involved in a tragic accident. The original captain lost his mind during a storm, thinking he heard voices and saw apparitions. They found him at the helm, mumbling nonsense, but his eyes were empty, as if he'd seen the worst horrors imaginable. People believe that his spirit and the spirits of those who perished cry out for salvation, trapped on this ship forever." Mohan snorted, a feeble attempt to mask his fear. "Nothing but tales, Sia. But tales that keep the spirit of this ship alive in the nightmares of its passengers." Sia, though scared, was also intrigued. Her rider's curiosity had been sparked like never before. Despite Raghu's warnings, she was determined to unravel the mystery. "I must find out the truth," she declared. "The ship, the crying, everything." As she spent more days aboard the Black Mist, her nights were haunted by inexplicable sounds. Echoes of laughter, cries for help that would cease as she awoke drenched in sweat. Sia began to feel a connection to the ship, as if her presence was provoking the spirits of the past. One stormy night, the ship lurched violently, and she found herself in front of the captain's cabin, the door unusually ajar. Inside, the air was stale, reeking of salt and something acrid. On the desk, old navigation charts lay scattered beneath a layer of dust. But what pulled her gaze was an old journal, the original captain's. The final entry, barely legible, narrated the storm and his descent into madness. "Voices guide my hand," it read. "They know the truth, and I am but a mere puppet." Suddenly, the environment around Sia felt heavy, the atmosphere growing more oppressive. A voice, ethereal yet authoritative, echoed in her consciousness, "Release us." The plea was so intense, it rooted her to the spot. Sia closed her eyes, reached out with her senses, and focused on the request. She envisioned a ritual of sorts, freeing the lingering souls by acknowledging their cries through her writing, capturing their truth, and sharing their plight with the world. It was dawn when Sia closed the captain's journal, her mind clearer and her spirit resolute. As the sun's first light broke through the storm clouds, she felt an overwhelming sense of liberation, as if the shadows had lifted. Sia returned to the deck, her path illuminated by inspiration. Her new book would tell the true story of the Black Mist, giving voice to those long silenced, and perhaps finally set them free. No longer a mere passenger seeking inspiration, Sia had become a vessel for an untold story, her journey intertwined with the ship's haunted legacy. And as Black Mist reached the shores of Europe, the echoes of the past finally faded into history, carried away by the sea's eternal embrace.